afternoon to everyone out there. If you're on the East Coast, good morning. If you're on the West Coast or Central Time, this is Fids Talk today. I'm Bobby Melendez. That's Fish Tank Hank. Thank you for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button to the Fids Talk Sports Network. Good day to you, Fish Tank.
Yo, what is up? I'm so excited today. Everybody, it's been a bad week. A lot of anger going around, a lot of people hashing it out back and forth. What's up, everybody out there? Evan says I was late, huh? Evan, I'm never late. I might be unavoidably detained, but I'm never late.
There you go. But, you're bringing up, there's a lot of talk on concussions and, just all around the NFL, not just the Dolphins. Of course, the Dolphins are the center point, and because of what happened with Tua, and that's what we're discussing today. Right now, from the reports, Barry Jackson of the Herald, that it looks like Tua is out. They use the word indefinitely. I think it's going to be 3 weeks. How long do you think, in your opinion, Tua might be out, if you had to guess?
I'm sticking with the same thing I said in the first place, and I said the Sunday night game he should come back. That's almost 3 weeks to a month. Okay. Most players stay out a week or two, okay? So that's that. I know Carter's staying out right now from his concussion, going on 3 weeks now or something like that. So it's not beyond belief if he's out past that, but I think that's a good time where he should be coming back, in my opinion, from all the concussions that I've ever seen on TV. Obviously, I'm no doctor either.
Sure, absolutely. No, I agree with that. I'm not a doctor, and there's a lot of people playing doctor on Twitter and elsewhere. But
what's up,
Ender, Evan,
Steve.
Mother, Steve's on there. Appreciate you all tuning in, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We appreciate you. Smash that like and subscribe button. Let's talk about this. So Tua right now, it's really game to game. So it's indefinitely. Teddy's going to start for now. And so Skylar's your quarterback too. They did sign Reed Sennett, but that's just to have that third quarterback practice squad. I'm not worried about that. Per Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald, the Dolphins plan to be very cautious with Tua. When he returns to game action will depend on his recovery and passing of the 5 phases required in the league's concussion protocol system, the flawed concussion protocol system. For those reasons, it is determined how many weeks he could miss. Coach McDaniel has said, in regards to starting Teddy, guys have a lot of confidence in him, and guys have confidence in our whole quarterback room, really. It's one of the strengths of our football team. Tua, Teddy, and Skylar have performed in a great working group, and our guys believe in all 3 of them. He goes on to say about Skylar, Skylar has been what you guys know Skylar to be. He's just working constantly, and when he's on the field, he'll make some plays. He's in a great spot, too. I feel very fortunate to have these 2 guys in Teddy and Skylar. How confident? I know, Teddy came in that Buffalo game, had 1 series, didn't look good. People ragged on him. Then he comes in the second week because Tua gets hurt again, and he basically plays the whole, 3/4 of a game. In my opinion, he wasn't bad. But how confident are you if we're talking 3 games? You're saying Sunday night, Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 to 3 games. How confident are you in Teddy Bridgewater and the Dolphins winning football games with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback?
Well, I guess you have to look at the matchup. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And our matchup is against the Jets, and they're starting, because, Teddy's got to go against their defense, bottom line. Has to go against their secondary. Unless McDaniel finally finds his magic wand and we start running the ball, which the offensive line hasn't been able to make the holes to run the ball. So, again, one problem compounds the other with it. But as far as Teddy goes, Teddy's more than capable to come out and start winning, just like anybody else. He is an NFL quarterback. He's not a high school quarterback. He's been around a few times. I mean, I'm not a giant Teddy Bridgewater fan. but he does have the capabilities, and he does have the ability with this team, this high potent offense. He has the ability to do some great things for himself. Now, does that mean he's going to be our starter throughout the year? I highly doubt that. I see Tua coming back. But what time frame? Who knows? As much as we're under the microscope or whatever, it could be forever. It could be 2 months.
Great point. Great point. Great point. Let's look at Teddy's numbers. I talked about this on Overtime, and I was very excited to see you in the comments in Overtime last night. That was fun. But we talked about this on Overtime in regards of Teddy's history, not only as a starter, but his history against the Jets. And since we're facing the Jets tomorrow, let's talk about that. And 2 career games against the Jets, Bridgewater is 2-0. In those games, he's totaled 554 yards with 2 touchdowns, a passer rating of 111.4, and a completion percentage of 73.1. He has the highest yards per attempt, that's 10.46, adjusted yards per attempt, 10.37. That was both against the Jets. Last season, Bridgewater led the Denver Broncos, who are having a not so great season so far with Russell Wilson. But he led the Broncos to a shutout win against the Jets, 26-0. He completed 19 of 25 passes for 235 yards, 104.6 passer rating, and rushed 4 times for 24 yards. Last year, he started 14 games for the Broncos. He completed 285 passes of 426, which was about 67%, 3,052 yards, 18 touchdowns, 95% passer rating, was 12th in the NFL last year. Those aren't bad numbers. That's now he's a backup. And what did I say when we signed him? Besides Ingold, he was obviously Karen Armstead and Tyreek are easy, but Ingold and Teddy Bridgewater were 2 of my favorite signings. Bridgewater, why? Because you're having a starting caliber backup, backing your quarterback up. And Tua, with the history that he's had so far with injuries, you knew something was going to happen eventually where Teddy would have to step in. And that's the case right now. I feel, at least with these 3 games coming up, if we come out 2-1, we discussed the last night, you're looking at, first of all, Pittsburgh, nobody should sleep on Pittsburgh. I ain't saying nothing on Pittsburgh. There's a quarterback situation there. They're not sure, the young rookie, whatever, but their defense is still legit. The Jets, can't sleep on the Jets. The Jets are still the Jets, but they've been deceptively good that this could be a trap game. Miami needs to come out and play in all 3 phases tomorrow. The game I would say that would be the tough one is the Minnesota game. So hearing those numbers about Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets, I mean, you got to add Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Trent Sherfield, who looks like to be the 3rd receiver right now for Miami, not Cedric Wilson, wherever he is. I'm confident in tomorrow. I'm confident in Teddy tomorrow. I think Teddy's going to show out. I have the score. I don't think it's going to be crazy numbers, but I think he's going to have a good game. How are you feeling tomorrow against the Jets with Teddy Bridgewater?
Well, that's the whole key. The Jets' defense is more improved than people think. That's to start with. Nobody gives the Jets any credit. Yeah, I got it. I hear it, blah, blah, blah. But look, let me tell you, the Jets' defense, they've been getting some big-time players onto their squad. And, they could make some noise. They could make some noise against Teddy if Teddy goes out there and he's sloppy. I don't know how he's going to perform, but, having the tools that he has, he's never had those kind of tools either. So he could come out and just light it up. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to come out and he's going to be very successful on that offense.
Well, let me just say, look at the Broncos last year. He was with the Broncos. He had Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant at tight end. Those are not – Melvin Ingram, I think, at back at that point. Those aren't bad. Those are good offensive weapons. Noah Fant now is in Seattle due to that trade for Russell Wilson. But, other than that, those same type of weapons are in Denver. Look what's happening in Denver. Look what Teddy was able to do with those. Now imagine Teddy with Tyreek and Jalen. Jalen Waddle didn't have good numbers last week. As Alex has brought up, it looked like he was favoring Tyreek. Tyreek had amazing numbers last week. had the longest catch of his career with Teddy, which was 60 yards plus. So I think with those weapons, I think Teddy obviously still has that athleticism. He spinned out of that sack, 11 yards. I think it's going to be a fun game tomorrow. But you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. What's up, Dolphineer? I would not sleep.
What's up, fam?
I would not sleep on the Jets. I think that would be a big mistake on the Dolphins' part. But you know what? With Coach McDaniel, I don't see that happening. Let's talk about the secondary, because obviously the quarterback situation, it's huge. It all, like you say, from the first time you came on Fitz Talk today with me, and we made this a two-person effort. You said it starts and ends with the quarterback. So of course we're going to start talking about the quarterback. But our secondary is banged up. Xavier Howard, he's questionable. Groin. He did practice, but he's questionable. Byron Jones
I don't think he's going to make it the whole game.
And Brett brought up a great point yesterday, though. This would probably be the best game for him to sit. We need him against Justin Jefferson and the Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if he's out, let's talk about this very quick. Day-to-day right now, he's questionable. He did practice. Byron Jones is not ready to come off the physically unable to perform list, the PUP. Per Pro Football Talk, Xavier Howard was pulled from last Thursday's game with a groin injury. His status is a key storyline for this game coming up. McDaniel offered an update on the press conference on Wednesday, saying Howard is day-to-day everything he can be. He is doing everything he can to be ready to play this weekend. If Howard cannot go, Byron Jones is not an option. He's not playing. Jones is eligible to come off the unable to perform list, but he is not ready yet to practice. He hasn't even practiced. So I don't know. 6 weeks, I would assume. But let me say this. I'm going to ask you, how bad is it? How bad would it be for the Dolphins if Jones and Howard can't play tomorrow? My opinion, I'll say this as you're thinking of that. Again, I agree. First off, the receivers aren't bad for the Jets. The defense is really good. We talked about it. Their offseason free agency was a joke. A lot of people were laughing at the Jets. Their draft was very nice. I mean, Gardner, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver. They had Breece Hall, who we all like. They had a very good draft. And even though their record doesn't show it, they're a tough football team. I will say, though, I agree with Brett after thinking about it. This would be a good game for Xavier Howard to step back and take a rest day. Allow him to, until we go against the Vikings or Jefferson. Needham, Kohu actually is the number one ranked rookie, and he's undrafted as a corner in the NFL this year. He's in the top 10 total starting corners in the NFL. He's really showing out. That's a hidden gem. Now, I'm not a fan of the Jets. No, never. Their throw up green, don't even joke. That's not even no. But and then Needham he's adequate. Needham has not, he's not great, but he's good. So I think this would be I'm not that concerned with them missing the game. I hate it, but I'm not that concerned. How are you feeling about if Howard and Jones miss tomorrow?
I'm not that concerned at all, but I am concerned about Davis and Wilson, though. They're wide receivers. I am concerned about the two of them because Wilson was very good collegiate player. I mean, I was looking at him and hoping Miami was going to take him also. So, I was just like, if they take him, we'd be blowing up. But
yeah.
So if he comes alive, he hasn't shown much yet this year, though. But if we're missing our key secondary, he could wake up. So I'd be concerned about that. But
that's a great point.
Other than that, I'm not concerned. I think Miami's in a good position. They've had a 10-day rest. The only person really hurt was the quarterback. Yes, you got some groin pulls and those things. Rest the players if that's what they need. But don't sleep on the Jets. Don't sleep on them. Everybody's like, oh, Jets, no big deal. And I see people on Twitter, oh, you're not sweating the Jets. No, I'm not sweating the Jets. I'm not sweating the Jets, but be realistic. Look what the Jets have done the past 2 years. The Jets are going to be a problem in our own division next year, maybe. Not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah. Those same people, though, the ones that are like that, saying, overlook the Jets. don't sweat the Jets. Those are the same ones that if heaven forbid the Dolphins fall tomorrow are going to be the ones. Oh, McDaniel's a bust. Teddy's garbage. They're going to go nuts because they didn't see it through.
Oh, Skylar was banged up too. Yeah, my bad.
The team is banged up, but I believe Skylar, that defensive line, are going to have to step up tomorrow. Miss Fins, what's going out? All right,
Miss Fins got thirsty out there too.
Dolphins thirsty.
Who else we got? Steve. Hammer Time. What's up, Hammer Time?
Hammer Time. Steve. Dolphins thirsty, and Steve. Man, they host a good one. Real Talk Fins Talk on Tuesdays, right before the Fins bandwagon. So that's some great Dolphins content for the Fins Talk Sports Network. Appreciate those guys. And DolphinsThirsty.com. If you haven't yet, go check out that site. Some cool articles on there, and he also recaps some of the episodes for us on his website, which is pretty cool. So, Hank, what are your for tomorrow? We're saying don't sleep on the Jets. Still the Jets, but don't sleep on them. So if you were, what are your keys to the game? Keys to victory for the Dolphins. If the Dolphins follow your 3 keys, that secures victory. What are they?
Well, I'll tell you right now, Miami has got to get pressure on the quarterback.
100%.
They got to get pressure on the quarterback. That's the biggest part of this whole thing. And Miami has been like a ghost as far as in the backfield with the quarterbacks. They're just flowing around in the breeze. And, they got Phillips. I got to see Phillips has got to start doing something. I mean, they keep dropping him back in coverage and doing a few other things, but he really needs to start coming alive. We need Agba. Where's Agba at? Come on. So we're going to have to control the line. The defensive line will have to control the defensive line, and which also includes holding up the running back and getting after the quarterback. So that's the first thing. The second key to this is our secondary will need to match up against their wide receivers. Don't sleep on their wide receivers, folks. They're pretty dynamic, actually. So our secondary has to be able to cover that up. And the third key, of course, is going to be Teddy Bridgewater and the fellas. I mean, I think they're going to come out and just blow it up. I think Teddy's been just probably salivating at the fact that he's got 2 of the top 5 wide receivers on his team, and he knows he's the starting quarterback. And this is the best opportunity he's ever had in his career. I think he's going to try to light it up if he gets a chance.
I don't think you and I are too far apart very quick in regards to our keys. I want to say Evan says they need to score early and control the ball. Absolutely. Huge. They need to play all 4 quarters. That's something that Evan brought up in the post-game show. The Dolphins are a second-half football team. They they slow in the first, get fast in the second. They need to beat all 4 quarters of the game. They need to come out fast. Come on, Teddy. He's ready. Seriously, awesome. I agree. I think, Teddy has the talent. That, and especially he could take advantage of this team, of this defense with this offense. And a lot of decent, adequate quarterbacks, or, some people that wouldn't have, you put them in this type of offense with these type of weapons, with this type of coaching, they're going to show out. And I think Teddy is a little bit above adequate to do so. My keys of the game, I'm going to start. My number 1 is better O-line play. It seems like in the first half, they weren't great, but they weren't bad. Second half, as soon as it seems like when they put Teddy in, offensive line got confused on how to protect the quarterback. All of a sudden,
because it went from left to right-handed. Exactly.
All of a sudden, Aaron Armstead was back to being the left blindside protector. He's getting bullied by Hubbard and Hendrickson. Same thing with Greg Little. It was a disaster. Eichenberg, they need to protect Teddy. They got to give him time. Give him time. What's up, Anthony? Pressure the quarterback, sack the quarterback, force Wilson to make mistakes. You and I are in agreement. They need to, the defensive line, especially with that banged up secondary, you need to not give Wilson time with those weapons.
Yes.
And then another one that you just brought up, Teddy needs to get both Hill and Waddle involved. They need to have a big day against the Jets. So,
absolutely.
Call Ingold and tell him to wake up. Again, another that I was agreeing to the point where Ingold.
Well, I got him and Bridgewater on speed dial. You want me to call them now?
Yeah, hit him up. But I will say it's like with Ingold, it's just not following through with the opportunities. He's getting opportunities. He's just not following through with them. But I expect him to get better. It's still very early in the season. Very early. The first 4 weeks don't make and break a player's season. Just like, one game doesn't mean a player is elite all of a sudden.
Hey,
it's a
you
whole
never know.
season.
You might, like they're mentioning in the comments, you might see Gesicki out there for Miss Finn's.
Oh, you know what? That's, that might be a knock on someone. But remember what I predicted? I think Mike Gesicki should have been, or what I predicted him had the most touchdowns on this football team because of Tyreek and Jalen being covered in the red zone, but it hasn't showed up. And I hope Gesicki could start to step up. Definitely needs to. But that might be a knock on someone if that's the case. Anyway, I'm not going there.
I'll go there. You know me.
I know you would. I just want to say first off, because I see Miss Fins, who's a friend of the network. Awesome. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. To go to Miss Finn's page, hit the like and subscribe button. If you love the Dolphins, if you love talking Dolphins, listening Dolphins, she's there. When you're driving to work, turn her on, listen to her. She has 305 Sports Babe come on. She has a lot of great guests, call her commentary. I'm a bit on there, so that's the best guest she could have. I know that for sure. But hit that like and subscribe button. You can listen to some great Dolphins talk in the morning on your way to work. Great content. Dolphinier, I think Gesicki will have a big game. Love it. I would love it. He's
going to get his opportunities this game.
Yeah, watch. She's talking about Gesicki there. You can't get opportunity. You can't show up if you got no opportunities to. So I don't want to speak for her, but I would assume she's saying that he hasn't had the opportunities with Tua at quarterback. Maybe that changes with Teddy. Yeah. Teddy too, and I hate to say it because Tua is a veteran now. He's been there for 3 years. He's not a rookie, but Teddy is been in the league a lot longer. He knows how to read defenses. He's been in all types of situations. He might be able to take advantage of that as well. You're absolutely right. Could be the case. So let's not forget about Craycraft. Sherfield's been stepping up, man. Cedric Wilson, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it was an injury or whatever, but Sherfield, he's looking pretty damn good. And we haven't even seen Izukama yet, Easy E. So, and I'm, and that's okay. I mean, I love to see him, but the weapons have been good so far. But imagine if he has a year under his belt going to next year, if that's the case, or he becomes late in the season as a secret weapon. Gesicki is from New Jersey. His family will be at the game. He will show up. I'll be at the game too. Hey, I'm going to hold you all to it. Gesicki's going to have a big game tomorrow. That's all right. We're speaking into existence. As long as it means the Dolphins win. So, Hankster, don't sleep on the Jets. Did the Dolphins win or lose tomorrow?
Oh, man. Do you really want me to tell you?
Hold on. Let me do something let me see if I can pull this up very quick. Hold on. Kabooyah. Go for it. Yeah. Let's put our prediction hats on.
All right. I can't do – I'm wearing my number one in support for my QB still. I'm going to wear my number one until he comes back. The prediction, I'm telling you right now, you better grab onto your socks, pull them up high, get your hip waders on, because Miami is going to come out and be electric. By electric, I'm talking 48-21 will be the final score. 48-21. The Miami Dolphins are going to stomp the hell out of the Jersey Jets.
I got to ask you then. And Steve, Miss Fins has it almost. She's right there with you almost. 42-23, mark it. How many touchdowns does Teddy throw then?
Oh, Teddy's going to get about 4 or 5.
Okay.
Teddy's going to get 4 or 5. Watch.
All right. Oh, I like this. Speaking into existence. Evan has it 28-17. Dolphins. Steve, 23-13. Dolphins thirsty. What do you got, brother? Hammer time. Miss Finns, my goodness, has it 42-23. I love it. I've got it
28-10. What do you have it?
28-10 Dolphin here. I have it 24-14 Miami.
No.
It's a win.
Teddy is gonna come out and light it up, folks. Watch, bet. He is so thirsty for this chance.
Dolphins thirsty.
He's salivating.
He's Dolphins thirsty.
Yeah, he's Dolphins thirsty.
42-23 sounds really good. 21-17 Dolphins thirsty has it. 27-17 Miami. John has it. Love it, guys. So and I hate. I love the big scores. I love the wins in general. Don't sleep on the Jets, but that's our prediction. I'm not
sleeping on the Jets. I gave them 21 points.
Let me go ahead and pop this off for a second, so we don't have to look at our faces. All right, so, man, so we got a little bit.
Name?
We got a little bit of time.
Did you unname me?
Does nobody know his name yet? Does nobody know Fish Tank Hank?
Oh, there's lots of people that don't know who I am.
Everybody should know who you are. If they don't know, that's their problem.
No,
you're a freaking legend.
I'm a legend. Yeah, I'm a legend. All right, must be those dives they take.
Yes, Hank, you're being very generous. You're being generous. They better win.
Orlando Hank. That's right. John was telling me the other day to go Orlando Hank. I've been Fish Tank Hank for so long. I don't know if I could break that on Bobby.
No, I bestowed Fish Tank on Hank. He better not go anything else. That's his thing right now. It's Fish Tank. They better win, or you will have to listen to an unhappy Evan tomorrow. God help me. Me and Evan, we love going at each other when it comes to our views of why the team sucks. But let me ask you this: we got some time because you're talking about Teddy having a big game tomorrow. Teddy's going to eat. He's Dolphins thirsty, and in tribute to our friend our friend from Real Talk Fins Talk.
Hey, Hammer Time's got it. Yo, I'm Fish Tank Hank in Orlando.
There you go. Dad. Oh, okay. But he's in a new tank. Let's see. Man, as an old fart Dolphin, I remember too many close games in the series. I think this series is 57-55-1. Well, it's a division game, first of all. So, the Dolphins are, you can't ever count out any team. You could have the worst team in the league against the best team in the league, and they're both in the same division. It's going to be close, and it could be an upset. So I get that point. The Dolphins, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, Dolphins, Bills, they're always going to be close. Or Colts, if that was back in the day. But Hank, talk about Teddy having big games.
Yep.
I'm gonna ask this very quick. If Teddy has, if Teddy's competent, has 4, 5, 6 touchdowns tomorrow, has a big game against the Vikings or the Steelers. I won't say both because I think it's gonna be 2 touchdowns tomorrow. But if that happens to be the case, knowing how this fan base is, knowing how it all goes, are we gonna have a controversy in Miami?
No. There will be zero controversy. Zero. And I'll tell you why. Because by the time Tua comes back, he will have gone through every type of protocol there is. They'll probably even check his butthole to see if it squeaks, okay? They're going to check everything on Tua before he comes back. All right?
What the hell?
Yeah. They're going to know every time he farts. You got it. That's what that means. His butthole squeaks. I'm telling you, watch.
I got you, brother.
There won't be any controversy. By the time they're done with this kid,
Miss Finns
everything's focused on this kid. How about the Bills wide receiver that was knocked out he's running around?
Okay, let me rephrase that because I know where you're going and where now. First off, Tua will be out till the Steelers game. Hank says the same thing. He takes the Steelers game. I got it 3 games. I think he comes after the Steelers game. We'll see. And I agree. Hey, Teddy will have just done his job. That's why he's got $6 million. You're talking about no controversy anymore with the concussions, that he would be back and no one will worry about it because he's gone through everything. I was talking about if Teddy has great games for the next 3 weeks, or
I know. Is there going to be a controversy between him and Tua?
Yeah, that was the question.
I know what you're asking. I was getting to it.
All right. Take it easy there, Chief. Damn.
Yeah, I was getting to it.
All right, take it easy.
There will be, like I said, they're going to check this kid so much that by the time he has the ability to go on the field, Teddy's going to be an afterthought, regardless of how good he does. Teddy's performance is not a basis on whether or not he'll stay as the starting quarterback. McDaniel's already made that clear. He has a starting quarterback, and he wants Tua to be his starting quarterback. This team and the design of the team, the way McDaniel has done it, has been for a left-handed quarterback. Now you switched everything to right. You changed all your guys up now. Everything changes when you do that. And is he going to run a whole new offense based on the right-handed quarterback? Yeah. He'll do that for the next couple games, but I think he'll be back in Pittsburgh. So that's my guess. Just like Miss Finn says. I already told you that earlier, though.
Yes, sir.
He'll be there. I think he'll be there. And I don't think there's going to be any controversy.
John says he'll be out until the Texans game. That's his prediction. I got it till after the Steelers game. In regards of the Dolphins, I don't think there will be a controversy with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are determined to see it through this season with Tua at quarterback, unless it's a risk to his health. I think the fan base, if Teddy has big games or is successful in the 3 games, that would be because the fan base always likes to split at the middle.
People are going to go look at film on the Dolphins, and the only difference is now they have a right-handed quarterback. Guess what? You could take all that film from Tua and throw it the hell away because Teddy's going to come out. I'm telling you. Watch.
That's absolutely right. Dolphins thirsty. That's my point. But fans will be fans. There will be debates among the fans. If Teddy goes and lights it up, fans are going to be a fan. What he's basically saying, that's going to be the debate. That will be the thing. People are going to be saying, why are we starting Tua when Teddy should? It's going to be like that. I don't think internally there's going to be no controversy with the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to see it through. After the season, that's a different discussion.
Like you said, it'll be us, Joe Public, running around saying, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Bobby designed the network for Americans, and he brought in a Canadian. I brought it for the world, brother. This network's for the world.
We're here for everybody.
Everybody. But God bless America. Yes, this will be a new offense for the righty. The fans will be debates for the team, but Dolphins, the team is all about Tua in 2022. Yeah, they drafted him 5th overall. This is the year. We've all been saying it. This is the year. And so far, to me, he's been consistent with his play. Has not been consistent with health. That's another debate. I think he'll be the starting quarterback, and that'll be a debate for after the season. I think that's when internally the team will decide what they're going to do. Right now, Tua is the quarterback no matter what happens, unless he gets hurt again and Teddy, But that's it. Anyway, California's in the house. We appreciate you. So we both have Dolphin wins. Everybody looks like they have a win. Anybody in the comments have a Dolphin? Have the Dolphins losing? Anybody at all?
Anybody out there got them losing?
Just want to see. It's okay. We will not hammer down on it. Hammer time. Miss Fins, hit that like and subscribe button. You damn right. Let me highlight that. And I highlight usually everybody, but Mike, how you doing? We're gonna miss Tua. I promise you that. What's up, Fins Tailgate?
Tailgate.
He had a great show. If you guys don't go there, you got to hit and like and subscribe to that show. He had Dudley Durong on there yesterday. It was very cool. Saw that on Facebook. Let's see. But anyway, no, I don't know if people are going to miss Tua. I think the Dolphins are going to be ready. If McDaniel as the head coach, the team will be ready, whoever the quarterback is. Like I said, even diamonds look like gold, so I don't want to say the word out here. But so I think Teddy's going to do fine with McDaniel at coach, with who's had experience with different quarterbacks, Matt Schaub, Jimmy G, et cetera, et cetera. He's going to be fine with Teddy or Tua at quarterback. And then we got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
Some of you folks that just joined us, what do you think the score is going to be?
Yeah, Finn's Tailgate, what's your prediction, brother?
We've been giving our scores out there. What do you got, California?
We all got wins here. I got it 24-14. Hank has it 100-0.
No, it's 48-21.
The Dolphins are going to be making a statement as they know what is 26-21 Miami, Finn's tailgate. So he sees a close game too. It's AFC East, man. It's a division game.
What's the score going to be, Kill? What's the score going to be of the game?
What's your prediction for tomorrow's game, California Dolphins versus Jets? We'll wait on that. And then, right after this,
Kevin's got 20-7.
20-7.
42-0, Miami. Bam.
All
Drop
right.
The bomb.
I hope so. I would love that. Hey, let me just say, after this show, we got another one at 2:00 Eastern, Digging in the Trenches with Justin, JPF Scout. I'll be on there as well. We got Dolphins great Richmond Reb coming on. Justin is bringing him on, so that's going to be awesome.
Hey, he's a real nice guy, Richmond Webb. Let me tell you something.
Amazing.
I did this giveaway, right?
Yeah.
And I went to a Pro Bowl in Hawaii, and I had all these signatures all over a Dan Marino jersey. And he signed it for me back in the 90s. And then I went to give the jersey away, and I asked him if he'd sign it again. He said, sure. I sent it to him. He signed it and sent it back to me just so I could give it away with a fresh signature.
He is one of, he's been on a lot of these shows. He takes time to speak with the fans and to give his time. He's very gracious. So I'm excited about talking with him. And, it's just, he's one of the good guys, man. And it's great to have him as a lifelong Dolphin for real. It's really cool.
He's a big man.
God. Yeah. One of the greats.
When he went to sign my back, I bent over like this, and he started laughing because he's so much taller than, you think most people you bend over a little bit so that they could get to your back. But no, he started laughing. He's like, you can stand up. He signed my jersey.
So funny. Miss Finn says this is the get right game for the Finns. Watch. So she's saying that this is the game the Dolphins get back into it. And get the season back on track.
I agree with you, Miss Fins. You and I are right along the same line for this game.
And isn't this cool? I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool. You lose your starting quarterback. It sucks. However, look at this. How confident are the fans really, rightfully so, that the team, despite losing their starting quarterback, still feel confident the team's going to win? Like Miss Fins, one of the diehard Dolphin fans, who has a great show, Miss Fins. Go like and subscribe. But we're still confident the Dolphins are going to win. We're still confident in this football season, not because quarterback or whatever, even though our starter got hurt. Tyreek, Jalen. Most importantly, and I keep bringing it up, Coach Mike McDaniel. There's a different vibe, a different culture in Miami. There's no disbelieving. Even if the craziness happens where Miami doesn't make, and somebody brought this up, even if Miami doesn't make the playoffs, it doesn't mean a damn thing. The Dolphins have found their coach. The team is not a coach away. I hate to say that 4 weeks in, but I truly believe that. We are in denial.
So now that we have this coach for a little while, means you're saying that now. How do you think it would have turned out if you would have went with the other coach that you wanted? Do you think the Dolphins would be in the same position that they're in today if they didn't go with McDaniel and they went with that veteran quarterback you wanted?
Veteran coach? Well, the veteran coach that I wanted was Doug Peterson, who's coaching the Jaguars right now. And the Jaguars are looking pretty damn good with Trevor Lawrence. I like Doug Peterson a lot. I would have been okay with that. But McDaniel, and you're right. And I've said it. I'm always, me, I'm full disclosure. I'm not afraid to say what I've said. I didn't want a rookie coach. I was sick of rookie coaches. And
I told you the same thing. I would have liked a
what's up, Roger?
Coach too, but I wanted McDaniel out of the group that was available.
Yes, you did say that to me, that you were, out of all the rookie coaches and all that, you were into McDaniel. And, again, like I said, researching him, when it became more real, I was like, okay, you know what? I like what I'm seeing. Even though he's a rookie head coach, he's not a rookie coach. He's been around for a while. He's learned from the greats. Mike Shanahan, Dan Quinn, a good coach, Kyle Shanahan. So, and he always references them. And one thing I love is that, yes, Miss Fins was with me, Doug Peterson. And what shoulda, coulda, they didn't. But to answer Hank's question, I think Dolphins probably would have been okay with Doug Peterson. I like Doug Peterson, but Mike McDaniel has instilled a philosophy where you never believe this team is in a negative spot. You don't think the Dolphins are going to fail. You know, he doesn't just talk about the players. I was saying this yesterday. Adam Gase, who was the offensive coordinator for the Broncos before he got hired with the Dolphins, Brian Flores, and again, I don't try to hammer on Flores too much because he defensively decent coach. But the problem with those coaches, especially ones that come off that Belichick tree, they always think they're smarter and better than everybody else. You haven't done a damn thing to earn that.
No.
Or Belichick Saban.
Well, they really came off the Tom Brady tree, but I won't tell them.
That's true. No, that's true. You know, I think that's a debate. That is a debate for some.
You know, they haven't done much since Tom Brady left.
They haven't done anything. But I will say is that with McDaniel, you don't get that vibe. You don't get that he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, which he probably is. You know, he is about, he talks not only about the players or his staff. He's talking about the people working in the cafeteria at the Dolphins facilities. He's talking about the staff members in the office. He's saying, man, these people have worked for 30, 40 years at the Dolphins and never experienced a playoff win in 20 years. They've never went to a Super Bowl. He wants to do that for them, and just the way he talks about players makes players believe in themselves. And like I said at the start, when we hired McDaniel, whether you believe in Tua as a franchise quarterback or you don't, the one thing that you love and that as a fan is to see your head coach believe in his quarterback, because that's going to bring the best in him. So my opinion is now is that Miami has found the right guy. And wherever this team goes in the future, going into next season, Miami even falls short of the playoffs, I put my trust in him. If he believes Tua is the answer going forward, we'll go with it. If he believes that he needs someone, ride with it. I put my trust. Dolphins are great, and it just speaks to what everybody's saying here. Tua's out, Teddy's in. It's like, oh, the world's over. No one's saying that. We're saying, no, we still got this.
And he is way smoother than everybody thought he was going to be. He's more intelligent as far as people management goes. He is very smart with people management. He treats people the way he wants to be treated. It's rare, and that's why half those people will follow him through a brick wall right now.
100%. Let's leave it on that positive note. We all have the Dolphins winning, it looks like. Roger says, I don't leave Roger on. I appreciate you watching, Roger. And haven't yet, do me a favor, brother. Hit that like and subscribe button.
What's up,
we got some great content. But he says, I haven't truly done any research on Teddy, so I'm prepared for the worst and expect the best. He has the keys to shine. You're absolutely right. He does have the keys. He has the weapons. He has the coach. He should. But everybody who's tuned in, Dolphins Thirsty, Roger, Miss Finn's, friend of the network, go like it, subscribe to her channel. John, Evan, as always, California, Steve, Finn's Tailgate, another friend of the show. Everybody, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. You roll right around. If you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, thank you so much. We're going to end it here. We'll see you all. We got the post-game show tomorrow, so don't forget that. That's Evan and Justin and myself.
Says gin's up, so that means we're going to be drinking after this.
That's right. And then, of course, at 2 o'clock Eastern, we got Digging in the Trenches with Justin and Dolphins great Richmond Reb, which is going to be awesome. So tune in for that. Hit that like and subscribe button. Fish Tank, any final words?
Man, I just love the fact people are coming out and having a good time with us this season. And fins up, everybody. If we missed anybody, I'm sorry. I apologize. And you folks take care now.
Take it easy, guys. Like, subscribe. Most importantly, as always, fins up.